Hello, welcome everybody. This is December 9th's energy update, and for those of you who don't know, I use notes, so if I'm looking down, I'm reading my notes so that I stay on track. This is like amazing times. I am experiencing so much. In fact, this is a energy update that's fairly close to the last one, because I realized that in the last one too, there was this strong energy that came as I was giving it, and but I also feel like this very softness right now, and there's a different way for me to share some of the same as what was on the other, but also some new stuff that's coming up. And I'm sharing what I'm experiencing, what my friends are experiencing, and my clients are experiencing. And one of the things that's really out in the forefront again is that everything is speeding up. It feels like everything's happening very fast, very quick. Things are wanting to be done. If you work for a boss, it seems like there's a lot and get it done and blah blah blah, and you can't imagine. You feel like you just sat down at work, or it was just the beginning of November and now it's December, right? It's just like this. It's like, where is the time going? So there's that sense of time speeding up, and in some ways, there's a connection to this speeding up, which has to do with Pluto and Aquarius. So it's just gonna keep getting faster and faster, and everything's going to be speeding up. So how do we live with that speeding up? And what does this mean to us? And looking back at what I used to do in a day and what I can do now is so night and day. I mean, it's probably like a quarter of what, and even putting full effort, it's just like, and it's not age. It's not age. It is, and because some days I can have this boost of, I don't want to say boost of energy. It's like the field opens up and all these things can happen very quickly, and you're in a flow. And then other days it's just, I think the universe and our higher selves are wanting us to slow down, are wanting us to be more internalized with, come from choices that are internal choices. And so in order to hear our higher selves, our guidance from source, our higher self, and what's going on with us, and our soul, what do we want to create in the world, all of that, it doesn't serve us to speed up. It serves us to slow down and to go inward, where we can ask questions, where we can sit in silence, or you can go out and do like nature walks, do things that allow the energies, allow the information to come in. You don't have to be sitting for that, but so it can be in meditation, it can be in walking, being in nature, gardening, just where there's as quiet as you can get in your head, so you can hear the information, so you can feel the information, so you're not distracted. Because a lot of people are asking questions. You're asking your higher self, you're asking your masters, your guides, you're asking source and God for information, for guidance, but then you are a hamster on a wheel, and you're pushing and you're pulling and you're wanting things to be a certain way, instead of being really quiet in your mind, allowing yourself the space and slowing down the things that you're thinking that you have to do in a day. And I know you might feel very uncomfortable, or that's not what my job says that I have to do, or I'm a mom with 3 little kids by myself, and I understand that there's all these other factors. And you will be amazed at when you decide to have peace in your life, how you can have peace in your life. When you decide to have guidance in your life, what will happen? When you decide to have flow in your life, what will happen? And a lot of us have been on hamster wheels, or going and trying to keep up with the speed of things, and the things that we think we have to be doing in order to people please, in order to look perfect, in order to feel a certain way, in order to get validations, in order to whatever, fill in the blank, right? In order to feel safe, in order to not feel overwhelmed, etc. There's all of these ways that we're thinking. Now, they're the old thinking. I want you to get, like, we are in a totally different reality and we're each in our own reality, and we're creating a reality together. And that's from all of our perceptions, how we see the world, our beliefs, etc. And as you do this work, and as you go deeper within yourself, and you can start feeling the resonance of everything, the frequencies, what it is your desires are, how you're feeling. Maybe you're tired and you don't pay attention, so you don't get any rest. You don't rest yourself. You don't rest yourself mentally, physically, and so your insides are revving, and your fight or flight is going off the charts, and you don't feel safe, and you feel overwhelmed and anxious about the world. And there's a different way that you can be. And the way that happens is through choices, and through listening, and getting to know yourself. You are so powerful. You have no idea how powerful you are. And I'm very excited for you to find out how powerful you are. But I'm thinking, power, not muscle power or strength necessarily, but more from how you can create in the world, and what you can do with your energy in the world. That you can travel to a planet, that you can communicate with people that aren't around you, next to you, that are across the world. That you can shift energy, that you can influence energy, that you can heal yourself, that your body naturally wants to heal itself. It's just getting ourselves out of the way. So again, slowing your life down so that you can feel, what you're feeling, so you can feel what you're feeling out in the world, so you can ask questions for guidance and help from your higher self, which is in you and connected to you, and source, your team, your masters, the angels, etc., whoever you call on. And you need to call on them. You need to ask for help, or they will not help you, because it's free will. So a lot of people forget that. So just, yes, call and say, put the people, places, and things in front of me. This is what I want to, this is what I'm excited to create. Or whatever prayer statements wherever you need help, just ask for the help and guidance. But then you have to be aware what's showing up, what's playing on the radio, what are the words that you're seeing in front of you, what pops up on your computer maybe, or on your social media that answers that question, or what individual pops into your life, or who calls you and said, hey, you want to go to this, and it's just in alignment with what just happened, and you start to see that there's a flow in the world, and you are responsible for creating that flow, whether you're understanding it or not. So whether you're conscious that you're creating the world around you is up to you. Otherwise, you're just creating it from your beliefs and habits and stuff that you've created, that other people have given you. And we're in a new place. We're in a new time. There's veils, the electromagnetic field, all the plasma that's coming in. And this plasma from the energy of the activity of the sun that's happening is coming in, and it's changing our DNA. It's changing our bodies. It's updating. It's slow and steady, and for some of you it's brand new. Everybody, but it's been coming in. You might just be feeling it now, and there is, this. What do I want to say? Changes that are happening. All of a sudden you're going to get this knowing. I'm kind of like off of my note. I mean, this is in my notes, but I'm not going like I was going to go. So that's why I was going, do I want to go this way? Yes. So there are changes that are happening to you. So what's being called for you to pay attention inward is, again, what are the things that are coming up that are old, that are triggers? You're getting triggered by somebody. You're pointing fingers that people are doing this to you, but there's 3 fingers pointing back. What are you doing to you? You're thinking others are doing to you. It's about taking self-responsibility for what you're feeling and experiencing through conditioning and programming from as a child to where you are now, and then self-responsibility for how do you want to be in the world? How do you want to show up? What do you want to create? What is important for you? And so creating the reality in this new world. And so many things right now are breaking apart. So I have 3 hawks that are flying and coming towards me right now, or flying around this area. So what do you realize is important to you, and that you can create those things by imagining them, feeling them as if they already exist, and then just by your desire, your excitement also to have those, and asking your guides for guidance. How could that happen? I wonder how this could happen. I wonder how I could create this. I wonder who's going to help me create this, etc. Whatever it is. And it's also opening these, it's giving us these energies. Like last night I was holding Jeff's hand, and it was like, all of a sudden, like, my psychic abilities are starting to go off the charts. I know other people's are too, but my ability to feel things, so instead of just feeling like a warmth and energy, I was feeling like a few energies, and his heart beat, and just by holding his hand, it was almost like electrical, all these different, and I could feel the differences between multiple energies at the same time, which that is unusual for me. That's new for me. And so I'm very excited about it. It's like, oh my gosh, and I'm starting to feel the energy and the knowingness inside of me, the new information that's coming in, like being newly intuitive, having experiences that in my body is changing. I don't know how much of that's with diet, and then also with this energy that supposedly, with this plasma that's coming in too, you start to age backwards. Like, my gray hair is going away. I haven't colored it or anything. It's starting to go, color's starting to come back into it. My eyes have changed color. Not just, they changed color about 3 years ago. And I think are still changing color. So there's different things that are happening, and then go through, and also why this plasma it comes up. There's different symptoms and stuff that you will have that can be, like all of a sudden, I think I said a few weeks ago, like my ankle hurt. And out of the blue, not doing anything, resting up on a table, all of a sudden this pain, can't walk on my foot, blah, 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 blah. The other day, Jeff and I went to the movies, and then just coming home, did nothing. All of a sudden, my wrist is killing me like it's carpal tunnel. It's fine now. And and hadn't done anything to it. So those little things like showing up in a variety of ways. I feel like I'm doing a lot of detoxing, and so I've been helping myself do some when I feel like to help it detox, but I feel like there's a lot of natural detoxing that's happening. So you might be noticing these. And if you are just waking up, I would say go, and you haven't yet watched my video on symptoms of ascension and awakening, I'll link it here on this video also, but go in and look that up and go through it so that you can see that there's a wide variety of different things, of different symptoms and stuff, like rashes, also different, so many different things. I think there was something like 42 things that I had listed on that video. So and through this action of all this plasma, this energy coming in through this thin veil that's around our universe, and through our connection, because as this expands, also our connection to Source, to God, to this intelligence around us, and our sensitivities, our whatever gifts we're having are coming on board, like even more so. And so through this process, there is noticing where your triggers are, where are the parts of you that you're believing you're limited, something's wrong with you, or you're judging a lot of other people around you, because what you're pointing at is what's going on with you. And so it's giving you the opportunity to do your inner work, to go back, you don't have to go into therapy, although maybe some issues you would, but it's things, again, this is what's speeding up also. So something might come up, like you have a fear, but there's nothing to be fearful about. Or it's an old, like there's nothing, it's just like you're going someplace new and you're afraid to go. So you might realize, oh, I'm afraid, but there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm actually very excited. So you can let go of that fear. And in letting go of that fear, it might be a big root or a little root, but it has some suckers on it or whatever. And just by saying, I choose love, I choose to be in this present moment, whatever it is that you are changing your perception of, your perspective of, and letting that old programming or that old to be afraid, to not be in power, to think that you're weak or unlovable or unworthy or not enough. Any of those situations are there so you can see it, realize it's not the truth, or learn from it, whatever you have to learn from it. And then what happens is you're changed. You are changed with this plasma coming in. It's like 1, 2, 3, boom, it's done. And people are like, oh my gosh, like it can be super fast. And so you're like, 1 minute, I think I said this on the other video, 1 minute, you're believing this, and the next minute you can believe something totally different, and it will feel like you're fickle, or people will think you're fickle, and it's like, no, you're just getting new knowledge and understanding about how you work, how the universe works, how this intelligence works, how your connection to the earth works, how your influences work in this universal intelligence, how connected we are to the cosmos, to all of that, right? And our inner guidance and our intuition, starting to listen to our intuition. So that can feel, I just want you to know, it can feel crazy making, and it can also feel very liberating. So depending on where you are, if you're just starting to awaken, or if you're further down the road, that's going to feel more liberating, because you can get a lot, just as you're walking through your day, you're processing and letting go of things. And in the very beginnings, you're still trying to wrap your mind around whatever it was that woke you up, and that can be that can feel disconcerting or overwhelming, or overstimulating depending on what's happening with you. And the energies coming in can feel overwhelming and overstimulating too. I want to say that. So just a lot of times if something's coming in, just to start to say, is this something I'm feeling from somebody else, or is this just the energies? If you feel tired, lay down, because your body also, while it's going through these changes, needs rest. It needs rest. And what would really work is that you get in a rhythm with a circadian rhythm with the sun. When the sun comes out in the morning, when you first get up, go out and look at the sun. Get some sun early in the morning. And then at night also, like, you can watch the sun going down, and then don't turn on the lights really bright. You can get some red lights if you want. Try to eat before it gets dark. I know it's hard when the time change happens, but try to eat your meals before it's dark, and then don't eat after it's dark. And then go to bed at a decent hour so you get a really good sleep. There's Bodhi. So helping your body nutritionally, physically, you might go get massages, you might do some sauna, detox baths, showers are good for removing energy. Clearing and grounding a lot really helps, so that you're not taking it, because when you start to become more open even and more expanded, and so you want to still manage that. You want to make sure that you're in control of it, that you're not feeling everybody, you're not feeling everything all the time. You can turn it off and you can turn it on, and that you're not also being very empathetic, feeling everybody's feelings and taking them on as your own. I'm very much an empath, and so I've had to learn, and I keep learning, to hold more and more people, the collective, without taking it on and feeling all the grief and fear and all the stuff that's happening. And be able to ground that energy. So you can ground that energy, you can protect yourself, you've got to manage your mind so it doesn't run away with all these fascinating stories of life and death, or catastrophes and stuff like that, and more put your focus on creating the heaven on earth. What is that for you? What would that look like? What's the earth that you want? Focus on that way. Then we're supercharged, but we get empathetic, we get drawn in and entangled with our family and our friends and etc., and then all of a sudden we're down this rabbit hole of emotions and overwhelm, and we want to go hide. And the thing is that you don't have to experience that. You can, and yes, you will experience that, and you'll be able to pull yourself out of it gradually, and little by little be around it, notice it and stuff, and not let it affect you as much as it did in the beginning. All right, let me see where else I am. So I think I also said we're becoming more intuitive and psychic, we want to become, it's very important for us, for discernment moving into the future. How do we tell what's truth and what's not? How do we tell what's good for us and not? And we need to do this. There is so much, deception in the world. There's so many ways, the good looking like they're the bad, and the bad playing like they're looking good. I don't know, but we need to come together and start to each use our own discernment and come together and share what it is intuitively that we're picking up. There's intuitive people that I follow, or are friends, or that I see a lot of us are on the same page, that I kind of check in. This is what I'm experiencing, and let me see what other people are experiencing, and not that we have to have the same thing. We might be saying the same thing, but on a different, just have a little bit of a different perspective. And not that either one is right or wrong, not that. It's just one might be coming from the masculine and one might be coming from the feminine, all right? And then together we can talk about it and look like, well, what would that happen to have both of those perspectives? So yes, and creating the relationship again with your higher self, which is in you, by the way. So learning, how do you have a relationship with your higher self? How do you develop that relationship? And I would say also with your inner child. It's very important moving forward that you have a good relationship with your inner child, and that your inner child feels safe, or children, depending on how you personally work. So those of you, so that's part of the trauma. So helping you become the parent to your inner child, and then helping you connect with your higher self and guides and masters, and realize that this body houses your soul. And so pulling all of you in your body, you're having your soul fully embodied. And I've been experiencing that more lately too. Like, I thought I was grounded. It was like, oh no, oh my gosh, I had this whole other experience of really having my soul be more in my body. And it really did feel uncomfortable. It was like, oh wow. And so I had to like sit there and breathe with it and really feel that. But as you do, because you are meant to be in your body here and experiencing this world. This is the practice for us sensitives, for us light workers, for us change makers, is being the human soul in the human body, and being relevant, being effective from that place, and really being multidimensional, right? But really having all our gifts and talents as a soul, as a beingness, and then having this physical body with it. So it's like, how do we do that, right? And that's what we're learning. That's what we're starting to really ground into. And so you have that to look forward to. And again, if you guys want any help with it, that's what I do. I help you with this. And I call this calling in your team in spirit, right? So we call in our team in spirit. And then also the other thing is we manage our mind and our bodies energetically, and I call this your mobile home. So your aura space and your physical body and all of this energy is your mobile home, and your mobile home is surrounded by source, or the quantum field, or the intelligence, the universal's intelligence, or God. So you are always, God is always with you. You are it. It is around you. You are a fractal of it. You are expressing it. It's wanting to express through you. You are not a mess. Nothing's wrong with you. You're not broken. You're experiencing something, and you can experience something else by making a choice. So it's really becoming aware of how you've been programmed by other people, or propaganda, or news, etc., and what you're choosing now. And a lot of you are light workers and change makers and healers, etc. Is like, we're here to be creating this new world. And so it's like doing our own work is helping to create all the new things that are breaking down, so they can be recreated, and it supports everybody instead of a few. All right, so let me see here. So more physical, mental, spiritual changes are happening with all the plasma incoming. I did that, so feel it, embody it. Oh, okay, one more thing. Oh, two more things. And one is, be in the flow. Like, work does not happen. I'm an entrepreneur. I worked with lots of entrepreneurs. You can't work the same way that you did 5 years ago. You can't, it's not this push, it's not the pull, it's not the pounding, it's not you there. That's like, you cannot work the same way. And that will be different for a lot of people. But there's a flow, and that flow, right, is starting to feel like to be called to. It's not the push and pull, it's the feel, it's the intending, and then it's the acting upon the information that you get from those things. And so I'll give you like an example is I don't particularly like shopping, and when I need new shirt tops or dresses or something like that, I'll just say, okay, I just like notice, okay, I need some more clothes. I need to buy some new clothes. So that's it. That's what I set the intention. New clothes are needed for myself. And then I just wait. And all of a sudden, because I've created this over years, I just wait, and then all of a sudden I'll get a message that, oh, today's a good day to go shopping and go to these stores. And I'll go to those stores, and they'll be there what is wanted, what and needed for me, and usually even on sale at a great store. And I so trust this. It's the same thing for anything. Like, I'll get a message if I need it for something for this house. Like, there's this certain place that I go to, and I'll get a message, go now, and or go later today. You're going to go today, but not right now. And then I'll just get the signal, go, and I'll go to this place, and they have different inventory that comes in all the time, and I'll find something fantastic there that's perfect for the house that I've been looking for. So that's like flow. I also trusted that when I first moved here, and still do trust that I'll meet the friends I'm supposed to meet. I'll meet people who will become friends, or who will become clients, or who I'm supposed to work with, whatever the new thing is. Or I'll meet them because I'm supposed to know somebody in their family, or I'll meet them because, yes, they have somebody else, that there's something that's going to be created from all of that. Like so I follow my intuition. If my intuition told me not get on a plane, I would not get on a plane. So I'm telling you, you have intuition, and you have an inner knowingness also, which is different from intuition. So it's like, I will have people ask me questions, and I will answer, and I don't know how I know that, but I know that. It's just like that inner know. It's the information coming in with the plasma, it's just like, and I've been that way since a little girl. And yeah, so anyway, that's an interesting little thing. So the other thing is, don't take what others be, or how they show up, or what they say. That's what I mean, be, personally. Everybody's business is not your business. And the reason we take it personally is because we want to judge them, and we're feeling like a victim, or we'd feel disempowered. And you are very much empowered. And yes, there's co-creation that happens here. But again, it's about us taking responsibility. How are we co-creating our relationships? How are we co-creating our relationships with the people close to us? How are we co-creating our relationship with the earth? How are we co-creating with community? With how are we co-creating? How did we co-create this world into the position it's in right now? Like, all of us need to say we are a factor in the choices we made to the place we're at right now. and that we all need to start making new choices and help create. Don't just say this doesn't work, and don't just say, point and say that's somebody's problem. It's like, where you really care about something or where it bugs the shit out of you, then come up with some solutions. How can you be like, so how did I contribute to this? Where was I putting my money? Where did I not speak up? Where have I just watched this happen and I wanted to bury my head? I was too busy, etc., thinking all this thing. Where was I in denial? Where was I, all the things. It's just like a relationship with a lover or your partner. Everything is relationship, and for us to start taking responsibility for our relationships with everything, and that's the things that are coming in and shaking us up, and we're realizing, like, you're not a victim, and you can change all this, and that you don't have to feel unlovable. You're the one that's choosing to feel unlovable. You have people loving you, even though there might have been people who treated you like shit, which is terrible, and I'm sorry. But you are still lovable. You are still worthy. You are enough. There is so much, and that's just programming. You're not realizing you're taking that on as you, and no, it's programming. And so that's what is one of the biggest things that's breaking apart is ourselves and these stories that we make up about ourselves, and then we put ourselves in these boxes and we say, this is who we are. And then you think you're living in that box and that's all there is. And I'm telling you, break frickin' free of that box, because there are no limits to you. You can create yourself every single day. And the possibility is very exciting and it's fun. But there's a lot of people who are thinking, I've got to work hard. I can't, I need to suffer. I'm not good enough, so I just have to keep pushing. I have to people please, because otherwise I feel terrible about myself. I have to be perfect or nobody will love me. It's all baloney. So anyway, nothing to laugh at. All our psychic abilities and gifts are becoming stronger. We are becoming who we've always been, but just didn't know, and the environment is ripe for that, to take that in and to really let this new energy that's coming in assimilate in our body. So take care of your body. Don't feed it a bunch of crap or a bunch of alcohol or drugs. Work your mind, clear it, just get as clear and, what do I want to say? I mean, enjoy your life, but just know that the poisons poison you and keep you from knowing who you really are, and allow, negative energy to come in. It allows shut your body down so it can't experience its psychic abilities. It can't experience the feeling of love, because you're not liking yourself through the experience that you're creating by feeding yourself poisons. So the more you fall in love with yourself and really care about this body that's housing your soul, and care about your soul that's in this body surrounded with source and here to experience and wants to have all these experiences, which can be everything. You're not saying that, a shadow personality or a dark personality is just as much God as we are. But they're playing a different part because that's what they want to experience. You get to choose. The whole thing is, there's freedom for you to choose. But be awake in your choices, is what I'm saying. It's like, look at your choice and don't have it be a choice that is, a instantaneous pleasure and short-term benefits. You want long-term benefits, and then you can enjoy the pleasures throughout your life, but you don't want to sacrifice those long-term, lots of experiences for short-term pleasure that doesn't serve you. And you might be here for, and think of what I'm saying is a bunch of bullshit and stuff, and that you're here to have power over people and whatever, and that could be your direct purpose, because you're helping waking up everybody. You're helping people wake up around you and saying, hey, wait, that's not right, or that's right. You know, there's yin and yang, light and dark. You know, there's balance. There's much as good as there is bad, and or right and wrong. And so it's like, how can we work together to be creating the things that we want to create in this world that feels, so we can feel fulfilled, and so we can feel and experience the life we came here to experience. And that's what I want for you. I want you to know that you are unconditional love, no matter what. You are not broken, and that it's your right to feel what's here, and that this can all feel like crazy making. You can feel like you're losing your mind. You can feel like you're losing your body, like your body is turning on you. You can feel like it's so unfair. You can be super angry. You can be a rebel. You can, there's all sorts, you're going to experience everything. Grief, you know, it's like a death of you know, a death of, I always say, like my innocence. You know, there's a death of my innocence that happened in one of my wake ups here, my most recent, and yet now there's a whole new innocence about, like, oh, what am I discovering now? Like, it was really it's been a process, because it's been hard to go through, and still hard to go through some of the things that that I don't know. You know, I'm having to really build my muscle to be with, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what to expect. I have some ideas of things, but I don't want them to happen. So, and then at the same time, it's like, so there, I can make up all sorts of stories about the future. And what I'm learning is stay in the present moment and be creating from here, because a lot of times what's been projected out to be the future has not happened, because we've stayed in the now and have been changing it. You know, each time the energy shifts and energies come in, the whole timelines are different. The whole perspective, the whole reality shifts when we shift. And so it's kind of an experience, like, what can we all create together? And that's why a lot of us are wanting other people to wake up so they can be creating with us more on the parts of what we creating the heaven on earth, rather than a catastrophe. But again, those are two extreme stories, and we don't know what's happening. We don't know all of the stuff that the ETs are doing, and who's helping us up there, what are the energies that we can't see. We only know the things that we know right now, and every day we're learning new things. So, and we're learning how powerful we are and how much of an effect we have on that. And that's why we're here. And it feels like a game or a play or a story, or and yeah, I love you. Until we meet again, love, live, and matter. Please share this with people that you think would benefit from it. Watch the video on ascension symptoms, and look up too, if you're a beginner, go to my section that's all on just waking up. And if you're not a beginner, then there's the second, those of you that are already awake, and then there's a third section that's on leadership. And give me a call, you know, if you need to talk. I'm here, and if you would like to work one-on-one, I'm here. And until we meet again, love, live, and matter. Bye.